Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah, Koholoyim La, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Jah Hanan the Waf just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And wanted to touch on this article. It says Russia election, Vladimir Putin unsurprisingly wins with 87.8% of the vote, exit poll shows. So basically this guy's going to be around for another 6 years, which we know him to be, or Russia rather, you know what I'm saying, to be a big part in prophecy as far as the destruction and fall of Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay, but hey, that's an approval rating that's pretty high. Trump or Biden don't have that type of approval rating. I don't think not one U.S. president has had that type of approval rating because there's so much separation. And see, those Edomites over there, they are very patriotic. You know, they see the West as, being a problem and wanting to bring them down. So they're actually patriotic about their country. They don't have no problems with men joining the army. Here in the Americas, you got a problem with recruits. Nobody wants to enlist, but they're voluntarily enlisting. Man, I think they got a backup reserve of just like about damn near 500,000 men. Just they ain't even sending in like the big dogs to even do what they're doing in Ukraine. Them just regular, they ain't even sent in the big dogs. And they're slowly taking their time. And see, you got these silly ass Americans. I see them in the comment boards and they get to talking about how he should have been took over Ukraine. They're so weak. No, this man is being strategic. He don't want to tear the whole damn place up, but he's strategically taking over land, by the days, man, by the weeks. And America can't stop it. And, there's another article too that I wanted to touch on. I might as well do them all together. It's like 3 articles. But anyway, let's get a little bit of this one. Because, again, he's going to be there. I think their elections are for 6 years, not 4 like here in the Americas. So who, unless this man passes away and somebody else takes his position, he's going to play a key part in the destruction of America. He's been talking about nuclear war for the past few days like it's nothing, or the past month or 2 months, 3 months, this past year, really. Them rumors of wars are being spoken of, right? It says the results are flooding in, and to no one's surprise, Russian President Vladimir Putin appears to have garnered himself another 6-year term in office amid a rigged election in the Eastern European country. They saying it's rigged. Oh, hey, well, shit, what can you say? America is not going to tell you any truths about no country that they're against anyway. They're going to always give you propaganda as to, why we're there and why we should be fighting. We're fighting for democracy, and we got to go and help these people out. And we must help Ukraine for the betterment of the world, because if we don't, they're going to, go into other countries. This man didn't want this war, man. This shit is all on the Western in NATO, man. It says an exit poll has showed he reportedly received around 87% of the vote. His closest competition only garnered about 4.7% of the vote, Russian government-operated media agency reported. Ballots officially closed late Sunday at 8 p.m. Moscow time, the end of the 3rd day of voting in the country's first ever 3-day election. As the results are tallied, it's become apparent that Putin will once again be the winner, securing himself a 5th term. Damn, see? He's basically like a damn king there. Shit, he don't need a 5th term. Best you can get here in the Americas is 2 terms. Joe Biden, he's leaning towards not having a 2nd term. Because he's just, man, look, this place, hey, you have to know that we are very, very close to the end, man. That's why it's so important to repent. These types of things right here play a big part in prophecy, man. This is beautiful. Gotta love it, man. I love it. So whoever wins, this man is going to be there plus some. And we're praying that it don't go no 6 years. We're praying that his 6-year term, we're praying that this thing go ahead and pops this year. Next year at best, at latest, man. But him being there another 6 years, that for damn sure plays a great part in what's about to happen, man. Because his people, they already understand. They have a mindset that, hey, there's no use in us changing out. No. They understand that they're at war. They understand that their society has everything to do with, hey, look, we got to stick together here. And you don't have that type of shit going on here in the Americas. Because America is falling. And that's another article that I seen, too, that I wanted to get into. As a matter of fact, we can just go into it. I just wanted to kind of bring this up to just show, because it just popped up. It's pretty much fresh off the press, so to speak. But let's get this article right here. Check this one out. Let me go into my history. Damn, was this the phone I had? Yep, here we go. Right here. Facing 3 global crises, the American empire may be nearing final collapse. See? And this is a nice article, too. This is in Salon. It's quite a long article, but it's going through all the history of Esau going back, when World War I, World War II and shit like that. I'll just get like the topics. They got creeping disaster in Ukraine. They got that entitled. And they're going off into, all this money that they spent. They're going into the history of what was really popping when, everything went down at first. All the history is in here. I love this article. I can't read it all because it's so long. Okay, so now next they have in 1994, Defense Secretary William Perry warned Bill Clinton point blank that a wounded Moscow would lash out in response to NATO expansion. So this going back, Bill Clinton was president. See? And even before that as well, though. But it says between March 2022 and December 2023, the Pew Research Center found that the percentage of Republicans who think the U.S. gives too much support to Ukraine climbed from 9% to a whopping 48%. So people like, man, look, stop sending our money over there. We're done with that shit. We don't give a shit. Fuck Ukraine. Pretty much that's overall what it is. So you have that division, that big time division too. But it's amongst the Edomites in general. See, when you really think about it, the U.S. so-called white people shouldn't even be fighting against the Russian so-called white people, or the Russian against the Ukrainians, or those NATO nations are Edomites. You think that Russia they would all just let's bring them in. We're the white race, so to speak. We're dying off quicker than we're being born, and we need to get together. We have all the power. We got all the money. We got all the nuclear might. All the weapons and everything. All these other nations, we can crush all these other nations, and we could just come to. You think that they be thinking like that, but the Lord has placed that wedge in between them, man, and they're separated. So just as America is fought, see, within all these countries, they're separated, but as a whole, globally, they're separated. So let's get that in Matthew 12 and 25, because you're seeing this place start to crumble and fall, and it's beautiful, man. I love it. You got the people in the comment boards. These people have absolutely no goddamn clue that they're about to be nuked soon, especially here in Babylon the Great, man. Matthew 12 and 25, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. That means destruction, doom. Here you go. You got the Americans. They're on the brink of a civil war almost, man. If Trump lose or Biden lose, ain't no telling what's going to happen in this place, man. They're not going to, either side is not going to take it lightly. They're going to be rioting. It don't make no difference which one of them win or lose. It's going to be a battle. And that's the Lord stirring the pot, man. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself, shall not stand. So nothing can, the scriptures talked about, can two walk together unless they be agreed. If you got two people that's walking together and one saying, no, I want to go this way, the other one saying, no, I want to go this way, and this is arguing and bickering, then eventually they're going to separate. Like, hey, look, no, I don't want to go that way, because I'm telling you now, I know it's that way, and it's not worth it. We're going to, whatever. But the case may be, two people that can't agree on something, they're going to divide. That's just like a house with a husband and wife. They can't agree on shit. They're going to be bouncing. Somebody's going to be like, oh, you know what? I can't take this no more. I'm taking my things and I'm leaving. I want a divorce, whatever. But it's destroyed when people can't make a decision together. You know, everybody is not going to agree 100% of the time. You know, you have a situation where you agree to disagree, but I'm talking about from a standpoint of you're just completely divided. You're hardcore, completely divided on what this person is saying, and you can never come to grasp what they're trying to say because you have so much hatred for them, basically. And that's what you have on the right and the left here in America. These people hate each other. They ready to really get down. They ready to really get at each other's throats. These people are ready to really fight it out and scrap it out, man. Okay, it says, if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? See? How your kingdom gonna stand if you divided? Half your men saying we gonna do this, half your men saying we gonna do that. You can't even make a decision on simple shit. In the meanwhile, all these other countries, they're just surpassing you. Let's see, I think what's that? Yeah, the Lord is dealing right now, man. Gotta love it, man. We live in very, very interesting times, man. Amos 3:3, can two walk together except they be agreed? Hell, America, Trump talking about if he become president, you know, again, he gonna walk away from NATO. You know, they can't even agree on nothing. You know, NATO, you know, it's like they're divided in so many different areas. It's like they're scatterbrained. Everybody else is just looking like, yep, this is our opportunity to go ahead and push full steam ahead while them clowns are still debating on whether or not they're going to, and it take America 10, 20 years to do something that another country will pull off in 5 months. Interesting. But hey, it's the Lord. But here we go again. So the people are divided on the Ukraine hookup. They got this one entitled Crisis in Gaza. They're not with that shit over there, man. As a matter of fact, there's another article in here that just popped up on this guy right here. Matter of fact, let me read out the rest of these. And we'll go to this other article on this guy. Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, it says Biden has damaged American diplomatic leadership in the Middle East and much of the world and weakened his domestic support in contingencies that were critical for his win in 2020. So he's doing all he can right now. I think they just raised like him and Kamala. They just raised like $53 million or whatever. You know what I'm saying, for campaigning. You know, which is kind of, you know, they made a little bit of money to go out here and try and throw you them bullshit ass commercials and you know, basically try and get that vote back. So there's some people that's still behind them, but it's just not as strong as it would normally be. And then they got also entitled Trouble in the Taiwan Straits. So they going through all these situations that America got going on, and they're going through all the histories, which I should, you know, save this link and just put it in there so brothers can get down if they want to, because this is a very, very interesting article. They have the sum of three crises. Let me see. Yeah, this is the part that I wanted to read right here. I'm just gonna get this portion here because it kind of sums up a little bit of it. It says Washington now finds itself facing three complex global crises, each demanding its undivided attention. Any one of them would challenge the skills of even the most seasoned diplomat. There simultaneously places the U.S. in the inevitable position of potential reverses in all three at once. Even as his politics at home threaten to head into an era of chaos, playing upon Americans' domestic divisions, the protagonists in Beijing, Moscow, and Tel Aviv are all holding a long, hard, or at least a potential longer one than Washington's, and hoping to win by default when the U.S. tires of the game. As the incumbent, Biden must bear the burden of any reversal, with the consequent political damage this November. Meanwhile, waiting in the wings, Donald Trump may try to escape such foreign entanglements and their political costs by reverting the Republican Party's historic isolationism, even as he ensures that the former lone superpower of the planet Earth could come apart at the seams in the wake of election 2024. If so, in such a distinctly quagmire world, American global hegemony would fade with surprising speed, soon becoming little more than a distant memory. See that? Ooh, boy, you can't make this up, man. Beautiful. Let me just get this one. They spread themselves too thin, man. Isaiah 14:10, it says, all they that shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou, art thou become like unto us? See, America is being weakened. It's already weakened, man. And let me get this one too, because it's all the Lord. You know, this empire, it just is what it is. The Lord set up empires and he takes empires down. He gives them the amount of time that they're going to stand. And then he sets a time stamp for it. It can't go past the boundary, man. This place is about to fall and it's through. Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is dealing with these kings. You don't think that the Lord, got Vladimir Putin there for another 6 years? That man's not there for nothing. He's going to play the part of the Lord. Well, whatever the case may be on the Lord's time scale, man. Beautiful. I want to grab this one in the Apocrypha too. Yeah, man, we're living in very beautiful times, man. Very, very beautiful times. You can't get around it. This is Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's what we're witnessing, man. Straight up. And mainly, hey, this is right here is what's about to pop, though. This is Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. See, you had to see that Russian president, he's pretty strategic. He understands that America can't handle them, China, Iran, North Korea, and all those BRIC nations in general. All those BRIC nations that's, getting away from the dollar. The dollar is falling and crashing. These guys are trading in their own currency. They're like, fuck America. Even America's allies are like, fuck America. Because they understand that, hey, man, this place is they're not stable. America's not stable, man. This place is nasty. It's dirty. The infrastructure is horrible. They try and front and make it seem as if it's the greatest place in the world, but this place is trash compared to other countries, man. The technology that's going on in these other countries, man, has well surpassed America's, man. So let's see here. I wanted to get this other article here, though. This one just popped up. I think it was in my notification. See this one right here. Benjamin Netanyahu blasts Schumer, and Schumer is a small hat. It says Biden over waning support for Israel. Focus should be bringing down Hamas. Why should we be helping you? And see, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, your tax money is going towards all this shit. Now, you got what, you've been having a lot of celebrities and people been popping up like so-called blacks shouldn't be even paying taxes because you're not, you won't give us reparations. At least you can do is stop fucking taxing us. But where's that tax money going to? That tax money is going towards these wars, these countries that don't give a shit about you. You see what I'm saying? These people don't care nothing about you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But they pissed. Now, you getting all this money. They've been getting money well before any of this was going. These people been getting money out of us for since 1948. Now all of a sudden they over there tearing up the Gaza Strip and shit like that. They want some more money on top of the money that's already been given. Okay? But see, this is all a part of the fall. Because before, let's say just 5 years ago, 10 years ago or so, especially 10 years or so ago, man, it would have been, it's all support going towards Israel. Nobody would have ever even questioned any of the shit that they even doing right now. But now the spotlight is on them, and people are like, oh, man, yeah, these motherfuckers is wicked as hell. Right? Okay, it says, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu issued a sharp rebuttal against Senator Chuck Schumer, who called for new leadership in the Jewish state. So they want this guy gone. Remember, they was, they was out protesting hard as shit for this guy to leave. Then what happens? All of a sudden, there's this October 7th attack. And we know that Edom is notorious for false flags, man. Anyway, he says, I think Schumer's statements are wholly inappropriate. I think we're not a banana republic. The people of Israel will choose when they'll have an election who they elect, and it's not something that we be foisted upon us. Okay, he said to Fox and Friends Wednesday, weekend, Slovakia. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York called on Israel to elect a new prime minister to replace Benjamin Netanyahu in order to move towards a lasting peace between the Israelis and Palestinians in the form of a two-state solution. And this man is they all over the place though. They're separated too. Because this article, let me see if I still got this other article too. Go back into my history. It was another article. Oh, this right here. See, they're all separated too. Israel's army exemptions for the ultra-Orthodox are part of a bigger challenge. The Jewish state is divided over Jewish religion. So you got women that's got to go to the mandatory, have to go to the military for at least 2 years. But these fuckers won't go. And they basically saying that they'll leave Israel if they're forced to go and fight for their country. Right? So the comments, and you can see in the comments people not with this neither, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of uproar and uptick of, and they would call it, all these comments in here, they would call it anti-Semitism. But these people just like, well, shit, hey, because they'll send these Americans, hey, they'll have your sons and daughters from America go over there and get their goddamn legs and arms and shit blown off of these people, and they people won't even go. Which makes no sense. But we get it, man. We understand. So this is a nice little article too right here. It says growing heretic sector. They're going into a lot of the history and stuff like that too in here. Seven in 10 Israeli Jews oppose the blanket exemption, meaning another exemption might jeopardize Netanyahu's government. Frustration is also rising over plans to raise the military service of men to 3 years and to double the duty of reservists to 42 days a year. So if they're going to raise it for 3 years for the men, they're probably going to raise it for the women as well. It says none of this would matter if the Haredim were still the same tiny segment of society they were in 1948. Today, however, the ultra-Orthodox women have 6.5 children on average, compared with 2.5 among other Jewish Israeli women, and 1 in 4 young children are Orthodox Jews. Okay, so yeah, them women, hey, they stand at they at the crib, they getting that money, they just, hey, they pushing some babies out. The rest of them just out there trying to live that regular, I want a career world. It says the resulting transformation of Israeli society is easy to see. If the trend continues, Israel will become a very different and very religious society, one that can hardly survive economically. Oh, they're going to survive. Why? Because they're going to be still in the pockets of you Americans. Hey, that's the real welfare state right there, man. Here you go. America had absolutely nothing to do with the holla, the cost of the holla, if you know what I'm talking about. Nothing to do with it. So why are you so hell-bent on giving these people all this money every year? Then the American citizens don't have anything to do with it. So you already know that they done went in and they done bought America. I was even watching that guy Scott Ritter. He was talking about it. Like, man, America is bought by Israel. That's just a wrap. He was like, we have no this false sense of America that these Americans have, man. This is not your country. Not even this is not your country. Them Israelis, man, they running this shit, man. It says for Israeli societies, let me see here. On average, a non-Haredi household pays 9 times more income tax than a Haredi one, while the latter receives over 50% more state support. Even if they were ready to work, most Haredim, see, these people don't even work. Most Haredim, not even the men, they don't work. What the scripture says, if man doesn't work, neither shall he eat. These people don't work. They get their support, from the government. Right? It says most Haredim would have a hard time finding well-paid jobs as their state-subsidized private schools teach hardly any secular topics. For Israeli society, this portends further fragmentation and weakening of the economy, to say nothing of the army. But Chief Rabbi Yatsek says this will never happen, and in his and other Haredim's eyes, Israeli soldiers succeed only because religious Jews study and pray for them. Oh, man. They need to understand that without the Torah, without the yeshivas, they'd be nothing. No success for the army, he said. Man, there you have it. And like I said again, when you go off into these comments, these Americans are done with you Israelis, you goddamn Ukrainians. They don't want nothing to do with their money leaving this country and going towards any of you other countries, considering all the shit that they're going through here and trying to keep up with all these high-ass bills, man. All the prices are raising here. They're raising all the taxes and raising all this. And they have to do it really to support these countries, man. But it's pretty much all about a wrap, man. Shit is over with. I just wanted to touch on these couple of articles real quick. But you're watching the fall of your enemy, man, and we're happy about it. Continue on praying for the downfall of Israel, downfall of NATO, downfall of EU, downfall of America, Russia, all these damn Edomites. Just the downfall of Edomites kingdom in general. Continue on praying for that stuff because it's working. It's working, man. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala.